until we got this, yeah. You, dirty one the mix, yeah. Until we got this, yeah.
Only this week, in fact last week, the annual report and the financial statement of the Bank of Ghana was released. This report depicted the catastrophic decline of the Central Bank of Ghana into a bottomless pit. The report revealed the following astonishing facts. 1. The Bank of Ghana recorded a staggering loss of 60.8 billion Ghana cedis, which is equivalent of $6 billion US dollars. This is twice the amount we are to receive from the recent IMF bailout. 60 billion Ghana cedis, representing $6 billion US dollars, meaning this is twice the amount we'll be asking the IMF to give to us. This simply means that the reckless and mismanagement of the government of the Bank of Ghana has costed the nation twice what we are struggling and sacrificing to receive from the International Monetary Fund amid its major conditionalities. Colleagues, the Bank of Ghana has also recorded a negative equity of over 55.1 billion Ghana cedis. This simply means that the Bank of Ghana is currently bankrupt, or in other words, insolvent. In other words, the once prestigious Bank of Ghana, the mother of all banks in Ghana, have been bankrupted and collapsed by the NPP economic management team led by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, with the complicity of the governor of the central bank and his deputies. Friends from the media, many questions have been asked about how we arrived at this gloomy and sad situation, with some expressing surprise at the state of affairs of the central bank. For us in the NDC, the disaster did not come as a surprise. In fact, we in the NDC minority have always known that the Bank of Ghana was being mismanaged. We have made this point time without number, that the Bank of Ghana is a classic example of how not to manage an economy. The NDC party is on record to have informed Ghanaians on countless occasions that the Bank of Ghana has been on a dangerous trajectory, and indeed, it has now become a crime scene with the dire consequences for us all. Fellow countrymen and women, after the inept and clueless finance minister overborrowed and got Ghana locked out of the capital market due to our unsustainable debt obligations, the NPP government chose the easy, reckless, lazy, and criminal path of printing money. Unfortunately, this is how the governor and the central bank, the governor of the central bank, Dr. Ernest Addison, who is now known as the printer of money, has conspired with members of economic mismanagement team led by Alhaji Dr. Bawumia and the inept finance minister Ken Ofori-Atta, aka One Program, One Bond, to destroy Ghana's central bank. After this dastardly act of overlending to the government by the central bank, they then proceeded to do the unthinkable. And the unthinkable is to write off a whopping 48.4 billion Ghana cedis, about half of Ghana's government indebtedness, to the central bank without parliamentary approval. This is illegal and criminal, and the NDC members of parliament will not allow this to pass. In fact, we will resist this. Both the mismanagement of the economy and our finances, the spectacular recklessness and ineptitude of the governor and his team, has called into question the wisdom of leaving him at the helm of affairs of the central bank. We now present to you the manifestations of the mismanagement and the ineptitude and the potential corruption at the Bank of Ghana, which was revealed by the 2022 annual report and the financial statement of the Bank of Ghana. 1. The report revealed that millions of Ghana cedis have been wasted on frivolous administrative expenses. The Bank of Ghana spent a whopping 131.6 million Ghana cedis on motor vehicle maintenance and its running in the year 2022 alone. In fact, this represents 114% increase over the previous year's expenditure on the same line item. Similarly, foreign and domestic travels of the Bank of Ghana cost the taxpayer a staggering 97.4 million Ghana cedis, which again is an increase of 246% over the previous year's expenditure. The Bank of Ghana also dissipated another 8.6 million Ghana cedis on directors' remuneration alone. This represents about 87% increase over the previous year's expenditure. Directors' remuneration, 8.6 million Ghana cedis. If you are to compare this to the previous year, This represents 87% increase over the previous year. This
is the same Atu forcing. Atu, is it the same you? Is this Atu forcing? Hey, Atu. Hey, Atu. Hey, Atu forcing.
Finance Minister.
Thank you very much. I think if you were in the chamber, you saw what happened today. You realize that the expectations of Ghanaians are being met. I'm not saying are met, because it's a process. All recovery processes in the world takes time. It's like development. It's not an event. You realize that the focus basically was on stability and growth within, the framework of deepening the post-COVID recovery. And one good thing is that we're able to even save money. About 20 billion was cut from our discretionary budget, if you realize, and that is almost 9%, which is huge for mid-year budget. Apart from that, you realize that we did not even ask for supplementary budget. And you also realize that the primary macro indicators are now picking up. Global projections in terms of growth for 2023 is 3%. But our first quarter, we grew 4.2. In fact, global economy grew about 2% first quarter. All the reserves and the interest rates and exchange rates are not really there yet. However, you realize that things are really working, have started working. So I think it's all right. We'll really do deeper analysis of it, get into it, in terms of the detailed information, and let Ghanaians know. But the happiness that I have now is that we are on course. We are recovering. We are working towards stability. We are actually working towards growth. That even our first quarter growth is above the global projection, 3%, and now we are doing 4.2. And the globe is even growing 2%, and we are growing 4.2.
Was that the reason why you revised your growth target from 2.8 to 1?
No, not necessarily. But of course, you have a lot of things that you need to handle in terms of data. And growth is always it's a continuous thing. It's not an event. Even right now, there's either growth or otherwise. So it's something that keeps on going. But we have quarterly, we have a year, then we have a year. Then we do that against global and the continental benchmarks. And we also do that against our own benchmark. So if we are growing beyond the global benchmark, and if we are growing beyond what the globe even grew, and the target and the projections of the World Bank and IMF, our development partners, it means we are getting somewhere.
Thank you.
And also making sure that we are not asking more to really bring hardship on Ghanaians. It means that we take into considerations the utility expectation of Ghanaians. And I think it makes sense.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity to make comments on the media review.
Mr. Speaker, I must put it on record that in 2020, the BOG supported government with a 37 billion overdraft, and not the rate or the amount my colleague on the other side stated. So, Mr. Speaker, we are not shying away from the fact that BOG supported government in 2022. In 2017, when the banks went into solvency, Bank of Ghana, Government of Ghana came to support Bank of Ghana with about 20 to 25 billion to enable them address that issue. So, Mr. Speaker, if today the Ministry of Finance, the government through the Ministry of Finance also needs support, I don't see why we shouldn't do the same. And Mr. Speaker, beyond that, as part of the measures to streamline and help us guide our macroeconomic stability, we have an MOU with BOG not to finance government anymore. So, Mr. Speaker, that is that. Again, I also want to address the issue of the 0.8 months import cover. When you look at the definition of import cover from IMF and you look at the definition of import cover from Bank of Ghana, there are two different things. This is also science and data. When you get onto the IMF webpage, look for the Ghana program, page 3. It is right there. And let me read, Mr. Speaker, with your permission. It says that program definition for the IMF for our reserves excludes oil funds, encumbered funds, and pledged assets. For the BOG, the the international reserves includes oil funds, encumbered funds, and pledge funds. So that is the difference.
Comments, especially when it comes to names like Kenufuriata, Dr. Baumia, Alan Chamati, and so on. And I am not surprised that they would shiver at the mention of these names, because these people have contributed a lot to the economy as we speak. And in any case, Mr. Speaker, in any case, if you want to compare the economy of the past government to President Akufo-Addo's government, today's government, Mr. Speaker, I would just pick two areas. Industry was growing at 1% in 2015, around the same time as we speak, whilst industry today is growing at 3%. The Speaker, even in the face of COVID and Russia, Ukraine. The Speaker, even agriculture that was growing negatively in their time, today is having a positive sign in 2022. So it tells a certain story. That's the Speaker, if you give these two parties or these two governments opportunity to rule Ghana, one of them have the propensity to push this country forward better than the other. And of course, certainly the one that is going to push the country forward would not be them, but it will be us. Mr. Speaker, this budget, this review, what I picked from the information that the finance minister provided was the fact that the government of President Akufo-Addo intends to create jobs for the people of Ghana. As we speak, that is what we need to do as a country. And if you consider the fact that in bringing 1D1F, this country can boast of close to 300 companies, some of which are various stages of construction. And out of this 100 and so of these companies, about over 160,000 people are working. It tells you that if 1D1F Yes.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, I have an application to make. Mr. Speaker.
At the Accra High Court, a new charge sheet was filed. According to prosecution, they had to amend to suit the advice of the Attorney General, bringing the total number of accused to 8. Patience Botry, Sarah Ajay, Benjamin Sowa, Malik Dauda, Christian Achat, Job Pomari, Yaya Suleiman, and Franklin Sarapo, who is at large, are being charged with conspiracy to commit crime, namely stealing. Reading the statement of fact to the court, it came up that the first and fifth accused, Patience Botry and Christian Achat, purchased an 11-unit chamber and hall self-contained house at Budumbram at a cost of 2,830,000 Ghana cedis and a 4-bedroom apartment together with the others, a number of cars and other home appliances. It is at the back of this that the prosecution prayed for more time to conclude their findings. Pleading for a bail, the lawyer for the accused, 3 in all, maintain their clients should be granted bail, while the police continue with investigations since they have cooperated with the court and the police from the scratch, thus when the case was brought before the court. But the court in its wisdom granted Sarah Ajay and Christian Achab a 1 million Ghana cedi bail with 3 sureties to be justified because they were lactating mothers, a justification for bail as raised by one of the lawyers, Augustine Jemfi.
Actually, what transpired in court, counsel for the accused person, we move for bail application for the accused persons. Though their pleas have not been taken and prosecution opposed the bail application, given the reason that they have not finished with their investigation and they are still carrying on investigations. So, in respect, however, the court granted A2 and A5 because they are lactating mothers. The court admitted them to a bail to the sum of 1 million Ghana cedis with 3 sureties to be justified. And the court further ordered that we filed a formal application for bail to be moved on the 22nd. I think basically that's what's transpired.
The others are to remain with the police until the next adjourned date, August 22nd, 2023, when the fate of a bail application will be decided and guilty pleas will be taken. At the Accra High Court, a new
in his or her house, And so all of a sudden, the crime committed is put on the carpet and at the background. Then the complainant now becomes an accused. Okay, based on what? You are talking about corruption here. You may assume some form of scandal and call for investigation. I have no problem at all. I have basically no problem, given that one of the complainants is a public figure. But then my concern is, why would we want to draw in the government and draw in the president to the extent that lawyer people keeps on and kept on calling the president serpent, mother, whatever of corruption? Where does it situate comes in? If you make a complaint and a petition, and you are able to establish that yes, your suspicion is real, or you have enough suspicion that the money might have come from an illicit source, so it has to be investigated. So be it. Otherwise, we are talking about Madam Cecilia Dapa, 1 million cedis, the charge sheet and all that. So couldn't the husband have given her the 1 million cedis? I'm coming. Why not? The husband is a rich man. The husband is a businessman. The husband is an accomplished person. So can't we, sitting here, husbands, can't we give monies to our properties or give something to our wives? So let's give the person the benefit of the doubt. Report to the appropriate quarters. Let her be invited, put on interrogation, and let her answer the questions. You don't jump into the bandwagon of propaganda and all manner of things.
What are you classifying as propaganda, really?
Because when you put matters that are not conclusive in your own thinking, you want it the way people to know the way you want it to be, without much investigations done and evidence so adduced, and you sort of convict the person in the minds of the public.
What conviction have we made here?
You are saying that she got the money illegally.
Nobody has made that statement this morning.
Lawyer Pebu has said so. Lawyer Pebu has said so. He went on to say that her income cannot.
Can you please put your phone on?
Yes. Her income.
Put it on.
But you said
the Constitution says if you cannot, and I kept saying she should bring evidence. She should bring. She has to justify.
And you said you know, Cecilia Dapa, we know. Let me paraphrase you. Cecilia Dapa, we know. You don't know her to be business person.
I don't know her. So that's me. I don't know her.
So that's what come out. So that's what I'm saying. You have conclusively said that she cannot, and she's not worth that. Yeah, you don't know. And
so I'm saying that.
And I know her to be wealthy.
So you say so.
Then I'm saying that is what I'm saying, that you've made conclusive statement which you do not. You are not privy to the evidence.
The meaning is I don't know. Do you hear? I don't know her.
So if you want to, if you want to be if you want to make that categorical statement, you should have gone further to investigate. And then to be sure of what you are saying.
Yes, is that not the reason why you should also support a call?
Who told you I don't support? I do support.
Pointer to also.
I support the call, and I'm happy.
So what are you contesting?
I'm happy. Lawyer Pebu Monday will go to strike. He has promised us.
Maybe OSP, because under Regulation 20, OSP can do a lifestyle audit under the LI.
Yes, I agree with you.
$1 million isn't pocket change. Let's not lose sight of the fact. Why would anybody even mention that $1 million? It means she has her sights set on something to cushion not just her personal life, but to secure her political future going forward, because that's the justification that she gave, being able to control others. So it is not something that we can merely wish away or excuse. And I think that, for starters, somebody should be checking her bank balance and to see if she's made some headway towards acquiring that war chest and is well on the way to meeting that threshold that she set for herself.
So,
and I'm not saying it idly.
Me making 1 million and I make a is the same as I have intention
to steal 1 million? There's an account saying that
And finally, about you're not taking lightly talk about making money. Do you think that there's a need to investigate that? You think that's necessary?
Absolutely. I think that for starters, and I've said that in another form, we need to start with a lifestyle audit. We need to start with a lifestyle audit of our people in positions of authority. You heard President Mills saying that if SEPS officials are able to build a house in 3 years, then it means they're corrupt. What about government officials whose only official source of income is their salary, acquiring property in 3-4 years? Isn't that worth investigating?
But the thing that Professor Mills spoke about, and God bless his soul, we know them, we just play ostrich, don't we?
That is why I'm saying that we shouldn't just pay lip service to it and say things that we want people to hear.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our job, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Right, hello, good morning, and welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana Live on Metro TV. It's Friday, the 11th day of August, 2023. By His grace, we're live and we're here. We're at another edition of the show. Our gratitude to go to the Most High God for the very privilege of being alive and, of course, the opportunity of having another conversation around the top stories making the rounds here in our dear Republic. I'll let you into our panel for the morning's conversation shortly, but let's take a look at the front pages of our newspapers. Daily Graphic. Towards energy sufficiency, nuclear power inches home, installation site identified, vendor selection ongoing. Search reveals more cash in Cecilia Dapa's house. Crisis centuries-old mango tree with 3 different fruits. And constituency watch, Shama untapped industrial port. Ghanaian Times. Tension mounts at Sanitation Ministry as Chief Director flouts laid down rules for promotion. NEIP disburses 10 million cedis to youth in a Greek CEO. Cecilia Dapa case, 2 granted 2 million cedis bail, 5 remanded. Senate to build more capital buffers to ensure sustainability, Director General. Daily Guide. OSP finds $590,000, 2.73 million cedis in Cecilia Dapa's house. Mahama attacks Bank of Ghana Governor. Julius Debra runs from vape. Otunfor distills Abodom Chief of Agalam saying, Ghana's commitment to Guyana real? Gabi Asaro Chidako. Ghana's commitment to Guyana real? Okay. I want to go to Guyana. Guyana. New weekend crusading guide. Drama of a scam rice policy. It's for the benefit of few and would collapse the economy. Researcher. BOG explains large jumps in 2022 key spending lines. International community confident in Ghana's economy. Baumia is winning hands down. Anodon declares. New KG model underway in Kwabenya. Government school pupils to wear white with black tie. Presidential staffer Fatahia Aziz fires up women. Richard Nyama goes for Pandai seat. Files nomination to contest. The insight. VIP accused of paying 50,000 cedis to NPP chairman for vote. Echuma Kwahoma NPP chairman salutes Alan over sacrifices for MPP. We use proper traditional channel to distill Akuti Ahini Abra the royal family. Bese Somena gets new family head. Socialist movement of Ghana warns Ecowas against invasion of Niger, cites alleged mobilization and deployment of troops. The Herald. Ex-minister holds 6,590,000, 52.430 million cedis in cash and investments, minus stolen cedis and euros. Eugene Ahin starts packing out of Jubilee House, heads to Awutu Senya with 95% confidence. Peacekeeping mission slots on sale in Ghana Armed Forces. NPA to weed out gas cheats with cylinder recirculation. The Inquisitor. In defense of new head office, shameless Bank of Ghana trends. Atachian hails DMB, says he swerved other candidates. Celebrating modesty, Napo to JHS students completing exams today. Get Fund boss elected as first CIPA president. Lands Minister inaugurates 10-member COP28 committee. The Informer. Director of Elections Appointment, Omanibu Amama's Chief of Staff, assisting hegemony continues. Approving of dodgy loans. This madness must stop. Esikado Chief fires MPs. Minorities Residential Corps. Varsity dawns divided on opinion. Saglemi Housing Project. Private sector approach most viable. Minister. Jinapo inaugurates 10-member COP28 committee. The Daily Statesman. Ecowas deploys force against Niger junta. Building local content capacity in oil-rich countries. Rights of citizens. NPP mobilizes grassroots to recapture lost seats. NEIP disburses 10 million cedis under Ghana cares over Atampa. The Finder. Why vilify Bank of Ghana for saving the economy and slowing down rising cost of living? Oil and gas. Ghana and Guyana discuss leveraging local content. GT unveils December in Ghana 2023. 2 cities stake and win 1 million cities in Mega 6 Lotto. The Ghanaian Publisher. Customer convenience is our focus, ADBMD. As bank records 52 million cedis profit. Gabi underlines importance of local capacity. Volta bigwigs urge delegates to vote Ekoto Afriye. We must be wary of civil revolution Bagbin wants. Daily Post, $5 million and 48 million Ghana cedis found in Cecilia Dapa's Prudential Bank accounts. Mahama never did a fraction of this nonsense. Franklin Kujo on Bank of Ghana's 60 billion cedis loss. Pliant Addison using DDEP as a cover-up for destroying Bank of Ghana, just as incompetent Oferiatta used COVID and Ukraine war. Mahama. Ketu North, Jamesi fails to file for NPP primaries. The Catholic Standard. Let your voices be heard on national issues. Bishop Osebonsu. Continue to pray for sainthood of Cardinal Derry. Be not afraid, Pope Francis tells young people. Let's all fulfill our mandate. Catholic Bishop in Malawi on Africa's debt. CEPAX to mark 50th anniversary in November. And that's about it. For the front pages, we'll be back shortly.
enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Betway is your gateway to a theme park full of gaming excitement. A whirlpool of wonder where your favorite games come to life. Where you can take to the skies with max payouts that reach into the millions. All in the palm of your hand. Visit betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Betway is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet responsibly. Betway. Bet your way.
JA Planpool Ghana Limited has introduced the all-new Jetto X70 Plus to the market. Jetto X70 Plus is a modern, spacious family SUV with a stylish design, advanced technology, and outstanding quality that promises you luxury with affordability. Jetto X70 Plus comes with an
and this is my long-time crush, my cookie dipped in strawberry yogurt. On this scorching hot afternoon on our way back from a long job hunt, we met this good Samaritan who offered us a 6 weeks later.
A special wedding reception for our bride and groom.
And there she is, my cookie, dipped in someone else's yogurt.
Who holds the moolah, holds the shot. Play game by games, the easiest lottery to play and win. Big phone numbers from 0 to 9 up to 3 times daily to become one of our daily lucky winners. Dial *946# to play now, or you can also play online at www.gamepackgames.com. Game Park is regulated by the National Lottery Authority.
More blessing in giving than receiving. When you fear for you and cover the makers in
The pneumatological aberration of the Lord revealed unto me this night that me and my household should go out into the world and bless the world.
Makers Electronics Company Limited. I'm up to 67% discount. Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Ewo Taifa Burkina Highway. Amasama Izongo Junction. Edike Pharmacy Dining. Oyer Fateman Boga Junction. Ashaman Valco Flat. Kumasi. Ahinema Kokobin. Asafubuachi Hospital Junction. Sakradi. Efiekuma. Number 9 Market.
Tell mom and dad about the Makers Blessing Attack program.
From 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254. Terms and conditions apply.
Yamawako about the bad Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories. Ahadie, a bano KSC near Wakadia. Ubenya Biwaha. Kabian in the house, any new here. Yansu ye wo hwenim de fu a obeso anu yi ama. Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories ye dwumedie die. Eye 24/7 o. Ye siesie wo engine, wo brake, battery, yesesa wo tire. Se ba no car wash dia. Yewo abefun fidie beti se stima ye de horo engine abra nsuo nko engine nim ye san ye detailing metre se ye betwetwe car no mu ba bia ma o ye wi a ya san polish car na ma o kama enye we no nko ye san to car batteries ties rims any de keke kan Manadum Auto Fix and Accessories ema o car ensi ne dadem na enwu adwuma ma o hwehwe ye chira kwan wodansoma na sorry dan ho a ene KFC bon hwanimu e won kran se wo information anansem bi se bia 024 651 9369 Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories. O kwan so yonko papa.
Government is being efficient in terms of the mechanisms that are being put in place.
Fatigue out there, relative to this rationalization.
Okay, now
serious fatigue out there.
Gabi, let's hear you. Yeah.
People are tired. Listening to this.
We are in serious crisis, and some of us forecast that by August 2014, if you're not careful, the government will shut down without any support from the opposition, as we are seeing in America. And I tell you, it's because of the fiscal situation. Let me give you an example. Last year, for instance, you set a target for yourself that you borrow from the domestic market 2.7 billion, and you ended up borrowing 7 billion.
Incredible.
A target for yourself that you borrow 2.7 billion from the domestic market, you ended up 7 billion. Over the last 8 years, he's talking about election petition. Over that period, they borrowed 8 billion. In the 8 months of the election petition, over 1.1 billion on average a month.
What is your source?
I'm coming. My source is at Bank of Ghana. Why we think of, please. Let's stop the propaganda and somewhere. Please, I beg you.
You don't just throw figures about.
Look,
Gabi, it's a legitimate question to ask you what your source is.
I just told him Bank of Ghana.
So I'm disputing that. Okay, so support. There's no such figures from Bank of Ghana. He's saying there is not figures. No, I didn't bandit figures around. No, he's not banding. So tell us what the figure is if it is not what he's saying. Yes, Gabi.
Yeah. Now, when you look at it, and you know the difficulty is, I think the Chronicle call it Mahamanomics. And they said borrow and borrow and borrow. It is, what is happening is you tax, you borrow and spend. You tax, you borrow and spend. And you borrow more to pay debts. So what is happening now? Look, government can even borrow as much as 27%. I'm talking about all these state institutions that they are allowed to go and borrow. If government is borrowing that high, at that rate, and it's going out there to take all the money, and it's taking the money not for productive stuff, but to pay debt. It's gone out now for about 600 million bonds. Okay? It is to pay debt. So what you're doing is you are running into a vicious cycle of borrowing and borrowing more to pay debt. And whilst you are doing so, you're crowding out the private sector. Industries are suffering. Utility prices have gone up. Industries are suffering. So you can't raise enough taxes. So you have to go and borrow more to pay debt. And you borrow and borrow and borrow to pay debt, and there's no productivity. Let me tell you.
So you stop borrowing? Is that part of the solution?
I'm just saying it's because we don't have a strategy.
No, because a while ago
let me tell you why we don't have a strategy.
Complaining about the government not being heady about borrowing.
It is a government without strategy. Let me tell you, if you have strategy, my brother, you don't go and overspend on stuff like Maslock. You don't go and overspend on stuff that are not necessarily even critical. You don't pay for like secondary subsidies, education subsidies. You don't pay for GET fund, and yet you invest in LESDEP, you invest in GIDA, and all these things, and you pay more than what the budget are. And look, what is happening now? Even what's this? They set up this ministry. What's it? Tony Agen's thing.
Yeah,
it's supposed to monitor and evaluate. They are also broke. They are broke. NDPC is broke. So you're asking yourself, what really is the framework? Because even these things, you're supposed to have set them up to make sure that you're on track.
When you listen to Tornado, he sounds as if it's not just a question of being broke. I agree. But it's a question of what the government priority is.
Absolutely.
The government may not, the president may not want
he became redundant.
Yeah. And you know what is happening? Look, let me tell you how the difficult situation we're in. Usually when you talk of budget deficit, what it is that you spend more than you put in the budget. Sure. Isn't it?
Yeah. That's
what is happening now, okay? We are running a budget deficit by underspending. And you know why you're underspending and running a budget deficit? Because your revenue targets are not being met. So you are spending more than what you are raising, and not hitting your target. And you know what that means? Look at capital expenditure. We are below capital expenditure. Even goods and services, we're about 400 million Ghana cedis below what we targeted this year. So what it is that the productivity, even businesses are suffering, and all you are doing with the borrowing is to pay salaries and to pay more debt. And my brothers, I'm telling you, if by August this year, this government doesn't shut down, then it must find a way to go around it, because
you don't believe in the solutions that they are proffering.
They have no solution. There's no solution, because is
it the case that you think that you have a superior solution or they don't have a solution? Because the minister just told you.
Let me tell you. What solution? Let me tell you what has been happening. Okay?
I will do that in a minute because I need to take a break at this point.
A typical example. A typical example is this Gida thing. It is, let's not joke with it. Youth unemployment is the major issue in this country. You spend 1 billion in 4 years, and you can't tell us the impact of that on youth unemployment. 1 billion in 4 years. Tell us the impact. So basically what it is that, would it give us any political advantage? Let's spend money there. You forget about priorities, and what will give you political advantage is what you spend.
Let me remind you.
To me, listen, it is a sad situation.
Gabby, let me stop here.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. With me on the show this morning, Nana Akumia, MD, STC. Good morning, Nana.
Morning, Randy.
Also with me on the show is the son of man, Member of Parliament for the Northern constituency and ranking member on the Foreign Affairs Committee in Parliament, the Honorable Samuel Kujato Ablakwa. Son of man, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Doc.
All right, so enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say, but as humans, aging and fiscal infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions, homes, and offices. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use the stairways day in and day out. Worry no more, because with the portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators known as PVEs, you're sure of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a simple to use self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility to choose from. You may call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home or office. It's affordable and can be installed within 3 days with modification to your building. Visit Lifts and Elevators Ghana at Sakumono for your solutions and free consultations. You can reach Lifts and Elevators Ghana on 0200-535-515 or email at elevatorsgh@gmail.com. Are you ready to get way more back with Betway in the new season? Use the golden booking code that you can find on the Betway site and place your risk-free bets from 25 to 27th August. Guaranteed to give you 100% back as a free bet up to 50 cedis if you lose. And this is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Terms and conditions apply. Betway, bet your way. And why don't you secure a future with Accra Business School? Boost your career with your prestigious MSc degrees from KNUST. Pick from Human Resource Management, Communication and International Marketing, International Relations, Public Affairs or IT Management. In just 12 months, the MBA can be yours. Dive into the BSc programs in IT Security and Cybercrime, IT Management and Business Management endorsed by top universities in Ireland and Wales. The Accra Business School offers flexible entry payment and learning options convenient to you. It's time to unlock your potential and take position. Visit www.abs.edu.gh or call the Accra Business School on 0263 888 555 or 0263 888 666. Visit the campus at Spintex Road, Christ Square. Let Accra Business School elevate your future today. All right. So,
son of man, okay. It's discriminatory.
It's discriminatory?
Yeah, against women.
Okay.
Oh,
in the Bible, man refers to both genders. Yes.
Who said?
That is theology.
That's theology.
That's theology.
Oh.
Yes. I know you didn't take your Sunday school seriously, so you don't know.
So it's theology.
Yes. Let me invite you to church on Sunday.
No worry. Which one? Action?
Yes.
It's a lot of screaming.
It's a lot of what?
Screaming.
Screaming?
Not action, yeah.
No.
Yeah, no.
It's only during prayer time.
Why would you scream to God?
We don't scream at God.
What do? You scream at the devil?
No, yes, we scream at the devil.
But the prayer is to God.
Yeah, but we're screaming at the devil.
But the prayer is to God. No, that's not theology.
Anyway, all right. So,
but, no,
yes.
It was interesting. The playback of the news fan program. And, yeah, our good friend Ochre Dakon waxing strong.
Yes.
But you should balance it by playing what some of the other people have said about debt at that time.
You didn't see Mama Yariga in the same video?
No, he didn't speak.
You didn't hear him speak? He started speaking. Yeah, he spoke before.
I've been here. I didn't hear him.
You were on your phone.
You know, it's very strange that statements that Nana Komia and his colleagues made a few years ago, anytime it is played, they get jittery, they get so uncomfortable. You know, anytime it is played, your own statements, the assurances you gave to the Ghanaian people, based upon which the Ghanaian people voted for you, you get so worried. So it raises fundamental issues that do some politicians just speak for votes, just say the right things that will sound melodious to the ears of the electorate, but they have absolutely no intention of keeping those promises, of adhering to those pledges that they have made to the Ghanaian people. In other words, they don't believe in what they are saying, and that is really problematic. I don't think that, you know, we should encourage that kind of politicking. I mean, we've been here for more than a decade. I think that any time in the future, when my statements here, my comments here, remarks, analysis are played back, I should be proud of what I said. I should stand by them. I should not, you know, take aim at the journalists who are only, you know, doing their work and reminding us of what has been said.
I mean, you speak better English than I do, because I left school much longer than you. But jittery, I mean, Randy, I said to you that I was enjoying the clip that you were showing.
Yes.
How is that jittery?
What did you add after that?
Oh, I said that it would have even been better if we had heard the other side. And then Randy said, oh, Ayariga, but then we didn't hear Ayariga. What is jittery about this? Unless I don't understand the word.
You're clearly jittery. Clearly uncomfortable. You always have some criticism.
But I had said that I was enjoying...
And it's not only today. Consistently, you've been doing that.
Today, Randy, I said I was enjoying your clip. It's not what I told you. Anyway, I mean, I'm going to look up the word jittery.
Let's enjoy ourselves. Zami?
Is it why you shouldn't call him son of man?
Zami, you are the ranking member on foreign affairs. The Ecowas heads met yesterday, and the Daily Statesman has summarized it. We have the full communique, the final one here. But I guess the key thing really is what's been summarized by the Statesman, Daily Statesman. Who says the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has ordered its standby force to restore constitutional order in the Niger Republic. The president of ECOWAS, Omar Aliou Touré, made a declaration while reading the resolution of ECOWAS on the Niger coup at the ECOWAS extraordinary meeting in Abuja yesterday. It also called on the African Union partner countries and institutions to support the resolution taken by the sub-regional body. ECOWAS said all efforts made to dialogue with Niger Republic military junta had been defiantly rejected by the coup leaders as they condemned the continuous detention of President Mohamed Bazoum and his family members. The resolution partly reads, direct the Committee of the Chief of Defense Staff to activate the ECOWAS standby force with all its elements immediately, end of quote. It further ordered the deployment of the ECOWAS standby force to restore constitutional order in the Republic of Niger and underscored its continued commitment to the restoration of constitutional order through peaceful means. I'm sure you've been following the developments. Okay. All right. I mean, we also know what happened in Nigeria with their Senate. I don't know whether in our Ghanaian situation, I don't know what the position of the law is. I've not read that up yet. Whether our parliament would have to take a decision before we can send troops out, or by executive order it can be done. But this is the ECOWAS position. I'm told that the U.S. Undersecretary has actually had the opportunity of having a face-to-face meeting with the junta.
Well, first of all, let me state that it is a worrying development that the specter of coups appear to be returning to the region. For some years now, particularly since the late 1990s, it had been thought that the era of coup d'etats, which rocked the continent, particularly in the 70s, 80s, after a first round in the 60s, Ghana led the wave, in the first wave, when the Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown on the 24th of February, 1966. Many had thought that a new era had been ushered and that the era of coup d'etats was now behind us. Unfortunately, developments over the last couple of years show that coups are returning. We've seen Burkina Faso, Mali, Guinea, and now Niger. There is some clear pattern and a certain trend. If you analyze the trend carefully, you see that Francophone countries are going through turmoil. All of these coups are taking place in countries that were colonized by the French. Many analysts agree that the French never really left. If you look at Anglophone Africa, the British cut ties politically and economically. I think that the Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah blueprint of making sure that even after independence in 1957, proceeding further to ensure that Ghana became a full republic in 1960, really set the tone for other countries who were looking up to Ghana. Remember that we were the first country to attain independence and then to become a republic. So other countries followed that tradition, other countries within the, if you like, Saxo-Anglophone parameter. Then you have the French, who, seeing that there's a wave of independence, African countries wanting to really assert their authority, their autonomy, and to take their destiny into their own hands, they decided to adopt a new model. You remember what happened in 1958 when Guinea decided to follow the Ghanaian example. Remember that the Guinean president was very close to Osajifo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, and at that time, we even had the, if you like, coalition of the willing for African unity, Ghana, Guinea, Mali. What the French did to Guinea, we all know history. They descended on Guinea, really took them by surprise, flooded their market with all kinds of fake notes, sent in spies, and really destabilized Guinea. Declassified intelligence documents now confirm that what happened in Guinea was clearly masterminded by the French. So that then set the example for other Francophone countries, that if you want to go the path of Guinea, this is what will befall you. Your leaders will be overthrown. If they are not in the good books of Paris, they will be hounded out. And so you notice that all of them, from Ivory Coast, Benin, Togo, all the way to Niger, faced the French model for departure. We was not really, a departure from the continent. So you had the De Gaulle plan, which really maintained economic stranglehold over their former colonies. So if you look really at it, I mean, the CFA franc, for example, the reserves at the Central Bank of France, and how even when it comes to these Francophone countries exploiting their resources, they have to depend on French interests. France has the first right to receive these natural resources. They have to export them. Their companies really must take charge of these resources. So you look at it and you see a stranglehold. If you look at the case of Niger, I mean, look at Niger now. Even all the current data shows that it's one of the world's most poorest countries, despite being rich in uranium. And the uranium from Niger has powered France's nuclear interests for decades. And yet the people are not really having that economic liberation, that benefit, if you like, from that natural resource that they have. And only 20% of the country has electricity. They live in abject squalor, very few amenities. And political leadership has not also helped. There's been really bad governance. They have had their own, moments of destabilization. They've had about 3 coups already, the last one being in 2010. So what is happening really, to be very honest, is a certain rebellion within Francophone Africa. And I think that the current French president himself has acknowledged that. I was reading his new pact with Africa, where he seeks to depart from the Charles de Gaulle doctrine. But clearly, it remains to be seen how sincere that new approach is, and if this new partnership from Paris is not coming too late in the day. So you are seeing all of these French countries rebel. The people are saying that, look, many decades of being under this whole, Francophone arrangement has not helped. It has not delivered on livelihoods, the quality of life, employment. And it does appear that once the regimes in Francophone Africa are in the good books of the French authorities, it doesn't really matter whether they are delivering in their countries, if they are addressing the felt needs of the masses in their countries. So I think that Ecowas must now begin to have an honest, frank, and very deep assessment of the current situation. All the analysis I have read indicates that we may even have more on the horizon in other French territories if a certain fundamental reconfiguration does not take place. This France hegemony over its former colonies will have to be reassessed, to put it mildly, so that we can have a new paradigm where there will be more autonomy, more power to these countries, and they will have the full ability to determine their own destinies. And that's why, if you've noticed, all of these coups are very, very popular. They have been very well received by the masses. In the case of Niger, a few days ago, I don't know if you followed the show of force when they decided to have the junta address the Nigerian people in their stadium. You saw the numbers, huge numbers. And in other countries like Mali, Burkina Faso, if you've also followed, even recently when they returned from the Russia-Africa Summit, you saw the masses who came to meet these leaders at their airports. The continuous show of support and solidarity. So in as much as we all do not support military takeovers and we want to see democracy entrenched, I think that we must take a step back and look at what is creating this new wave, this era of destabilization. What are the Francophone Africans demanding? How do we quickly address the real foundational matters and not just be looking at the symptoms? And so far, it does appear to me that ECOWAS has been focusing on the symptoms, which does not really go to the core of what the challenge really is. Now, on ECOWAS, I must be very frank with you that the new leadership under the new Nigerian leader, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, took too much of a bombastic stance. Our party, the NDC, issued a statement on this matter a couple of days ago, and we are very clear that diplomatic rapprochement is the way forward in these matters. Sounding bombastic, declaring war, and saying that you are going to use military force to uproot the junta is certainly not a viable solution. And we are of the view that that should not have been put on the table immediately. I mean, and you saw that already after its 30th July meeting, it gave the junta a 7-day ultimatum to hand over power or face the full force of the ECOWAS standby force. That hasn't worked. It has only entrenched the people. I listened to the address of the new leader, the new military ruler, and all that ECOWAS position did was to make him even more popular back home, to really galvanize the Nigerians. And he put them on alert that they should be ready to defend themselves, close down airspace and all of that. And that even gave them, if you like, the audacity to even turn away ECOWAS, the ECOWAS negotiation teams. So you have seen a little bit of inexperience, to be honest, on the part of the new Nigerian leader in terms of the approach, and already you're seeing that approach seemed to have backfired. Now, if you read the latest communique of 10th August, they are saying that they have asked the Joint Committee of Chief of Defense Staff to put the ECOWAS standby force on alert, that they should be in readiness. But it's not a declaration, it's not a direct deployment to get them into Niger. And you see, you need to understand the situation in that region. We are talking about a very volatile region. Look at all their neighbors, what's happening there. Libya is in crisis. It's become the haven of terrorists, of extremists. I mean, ISIS, Al-Qaeda of the Maghreb, all of them are there. And it's a no man's land now. Various territories are under different rulers. And it even raises questions about that whole intervention in Libya, which clearly was ill thought of. There was no plan for a post-Gaddafi era. And it was really a senseless invasion, if you ask me. Absolutely unnecessary. And that is what has unleashed all of the terrorism we are seeing now. Even coming down south, affecting Mali, affecting Burkina Faso, which puts us even under threat. It's because of that senseless Libyan invasion. I mean, Gaddafi, at least, say all you may, he had control and had brought some stability to that region. Now you go take him out and kill him in that gruesome manner, and it has just opened a can of total chaos and destabilization. Then you look at Chad, you look at Burkina Faso. So all the neighbors of Niger. Then remember also that you have the real threat of all of these foreign interests in Niger. You have the US base, the Americans have about 1,500 troops there. You know, they have been there for some time trying to fight the insurgents in that region. Then you have the French, who also have about 1,100 troops. So any military action would necessarily command all of these external proxy, deployments. And what would that say? Because remember that after the Gaddafi overthrow and the bitter lessons, a lot of African people are wary of any external aggression. They don't want to see these countries, intervene any longer. And even in these countries, their own recent record doesn't give even their Congress, their parliaments, their people confidence. We've seen what happened in Afghanistan, how the American experiment failed in Afghanistan, and it will appear that the Taliban have chased them out and really re-established their dominance in that country. So foreign intervention is not so popular now. So it's a very volatile region. And to be talking about, military force so quickly as Tinubu and his colleagues did. And now Nigeria even is faced with a more precarious situation. You have the Nigerian Senate departing from the president's posture. Some analysts have said that Tinubu had to do what he did, take the hard line stand, because that was a popular position by the West. Cannot be an option. Leave our soldiers out of this. There's going to be a bloodbath. Then you come to Ghana, and I like the question you asked. Even though our constitution does not expressly state that when it comes to ECOWAS deployment of the AU, or if it's a UN, deployment, you need express parliamentary approval. That really is the more sane, objective, democratic position. Because you see, it's a major decision. And we are all talking about the ethos of democracy. We are talking about democratic credentials. The president himself goes out there lecturing others on democracy and what, you know, the democratic tenets are and all of that. It is only proper that for such a major decision, the president should engage the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana. I think that it is really a travesty. It is tragic that the Ghanaian president, the Ghanaian foreign minister, has had no engagement whatsoever with our parliament. At least in the case of Nigeria and other countries, you see their legislative bodies meeting to deliberate on the matter. Why is Ghana not being given that opportunity? Why has the position of Ghana not been a position that evolves democratically from the people, where the people's representatives debate such a matter? Because apart from the risk of the loss of lives by our troops, there is also the financial aspect, where looking at the state of the Ghanaian economy, are we sure that the Ghanaian people will accept the government dedicating resources into this very dangerous adventure? And it's a very dangerous adventure. I mean, look at the region. I've painted how volatile that region is. You know, the headquarters, the Sahel now is really the headquarters of global terrorism or violent extremism. So there is certainly going to be a bloodbath. Do we want to send our troops into such a crazy adventure? And the cost implications under the current economic crisis, this bankrupt IMF bailout economy, is this something that the Ghanaian people will welcome or will endorse? So I am disappointed that President Akufo-Addo, who is out there lecturing others on democracy, is not subjecting these major decisions to a parliamentary review. Especially when, Doc, if you look at the history of our foreign policy, the Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah presented Ghana's foreign policy for adoption in the Ghanaian National Assembly in 1958. And if you read the history, I have copies of all those Hansards. Any major international decision by the Osagyefo, even all the way to the formation of the non-aligned movement, his peace missions in Hanoi and all those other places, you know, the first deployment of Ghana's peacekeeping troops in 1960 to the Congo, all of those were brought to Parliament, were brought to the National Assembly. So that is best practice. And I'm surprised that even when we were a younger nation, we were more active in using our parliament, we were more democratic. And now with all of the experience, we are celebrating more than 30 years of the longest democratic dispensation as a country. We seem to be sliding. We do not want to use constitutional bodies, the democratic channels, to crystallize such a decision. So President Akufo-Addo goes, and you read all the communiques, his name is there. And by the way, let me state that I'm quite disappointed in the number of presidents who are attending these meetings. Out of the 15 active members, only about 8 heads of state are attending these meetings. The first one on the 30th of July, and this second one yesterday, only eight heads of state. What does that itself say, you know, about the commitment of the African leaders so far as these, you know, hardline stance is concerned? But back to President Akufo-Addo, as he goes out there communicating a Ghanaian position, how sure is he that that is the popular will of the Ghanaian people? How democratic is that position? So I deplore, I condemn, and strongly criticize President Akufo-Addo's neglect of our parliament, of the Ghanaian parliament. Look, such a sensitive matter, I would even say, should even go beyond parliament and even attract a certain multi-party consultation with our chiefs, all the parties, opinion leaders, civil society organizations. And because it's such a major decision, all the pundits agree that there will be a bloodbath. Lives will be lost. I was listening to Brigadier General Nunu Mensah the last time, and he said, look, we should really be prepared. Are we sure we want to send troops in there? And he's probably the only person who has been 2-time CDS. Nobody has achieved what Brigadier General Nunu Mensah has achieved. His military, insight and prowess is of no doubt. A top scholar from Sandhurst, graduating top of his class and all of that. So we know his credentials. And he is warning that the analysis he has done, there will be a bloodbath. So why is a president going to commit our troops? And I heard the defense minister say they are ready, Meanwhile, what the ranking member of the Defense and Interior Committee has told me is that when the military top command had a briefing with their committee and the Speaker of Parliament on Boku, the threat of this insurgent, and it's all, you can trace it all the way to the senseless Libyan invasion, there was a side comment about possible deployment. And the military top brass said that they are not sure that they are ready in terms of logistics, even though they will obey the command, by the commander-in-chief. But they will then need logistics. They don't have that now. And that will mean serious money, serious budgetary, allocation. So I am deeply worried about the approach of the president, not consulting broadly, not using parliament, not using democratic institutions, and just going on a frolic of his own and appearing to align with Tinubu on this matter, when all the experts, all the analysts are saying that, look, you have to be careful. Let me conclude by saying that the only best way forward is diplomatic engagement. No matter what. Look, even after you go and do, if we are to have this bloodbath which they are easily advertising, you still will have to do some negotiations. Doesn't it make sense rather to skip the bloodbath, avoid the military force, and then use negotiations? Already we are seeing that the junta is quite open to some other countries, other people. They want to listen. They've appointed a civilian prime minister. From what they are saying, they have not harmed Mohamed Bazoum, the president they overthrew. He and his family and immediate cabinet appears fine. I noticed that from the communique, even his foreign minister attended this meeting in Abuja. So you don't see that this is a junta that is in for a bloodbath or is bloodthirsty and they want to just harm people, kill people. Because remember that there are people from the president's own immediate presidential guard. And you see, African leaders too don't seem to learn. This business of presidential guards, they've always turned against them. That's why Ghana, many years ago, we learned, because even some of the reasons cited for a 66 coup is that Kwame Nkrumah was treating his presidential guard so specially. So Ghana departed from that since 66. Other countries are not learning. They create this elite force, give them all the resources, all the training. In the case of Burkina Faso, same. They exposed to America, to France, and all of that. And they end up killing them. You can remember the Kabila situation. So these presidential guards and all the powers that they are giving, all the resources, and then others are starved. You remember the case of Burkina Faso. The larger military, establishment did not even have just protection, bulletproof vests to fight the terrorists, and they were being slaughtered. And it's one of the reasons why the coup happened. So it's important for diplomacy to be exhausted. I don't see that the diplomatic channel has been exhausted in this matter. Okay. Another war will not help us. And it will be the first time this is happening. Others are raising questions even about discrimination. Yeah. Why didn't Ecowas do this in Burkina Faso? in Mali,
Guinea.
in Guinea. This will be the first time. Yes, there have been a few times where the Ecowas standby force was deployed, Gambia, but it was it's a different situation. You know, you had the former Gambian leader, Jammeh, tried to stay on after conceding initially, then he did a U-turn. So that was a separate situation. ECOMAC was also a different situation where there was a humanitarian crisis. Ghana and Nigeria had to go in and save our people who were being slaughtered. There was an active civil war going on. So it's a separate situation from what we have now. And we want to see more tact, we want to see more, you know, diplomatic finesse and skills brought to bear. I do not support a military deployment. Like many Ghanaians, many African people, I think it will be a really mindless operation which will lead to needless deaths, and we don't have even the financial muscle to be supporting such an operation.
All right, so Nana, as we speak, the junta has already accused France of violating its airspace. I think they issued a statement on Wednesday that I think their borders with Mali and Burkina, they say that the French are violating the place. They believe that the French have caused the release of some 16 terrorists. And that is what has made them also increase their level of security in the country and all that. I don't know what you make of this latest decision by the Ecowas heads.
Well, Randy, I mean, none of us here would endorse a military takeover or any other takeover of a government that has been elected by the people. None of us here would endorse it. If the takeover is against a government that itself is not elected by the people, I can understand. But a government that is elected by the people, we don't wish that that government is removed by or through an unconstitutional process. So if these military people who have taken over in Niger can be removed by an intervention by Ecowas, why not? Ecowas would then be removing an illegality. But it is not going to be easy. I mean, I would have preferred that option, but that option will come with implications. What is the military strength of these ECOWAS countries? You know, what is going to be the cost in terms of life, in terms of financing? I don't know if some of the world powers have promised them some huge amounts in terms of funding and in terms of equipment. Many of these countries, apart from Ghana, are facing internal insurgencies. Nigeria has the largest border with Niger. But look at what is happening in Nigeria. The internal insecurity that is happening in Nigeria. So look at what's happening in Cote d'Ivoire. They could only open their borders just recently, even when all the other countries have opened, because of considerations about internal security in all of these countries. It's only Ghana that remain a peaceful ocean. So all of these countries have difficulties with their own soldiers or military maintaining internal security. So what is the capacity that they are going to bring to an invasion of another West African country and all of that? The implications for the loss of human lives, refugees, and all of that. Already the refugees that are in West Africa, we need assistance to care for them. These ones that are coming on their own across the borders and so on. In Ghana, they come and beg at the street lights in Kumasi and Accra and Tamale. We can't care for them. Can you imagine if there's a mass-scale refugee crisis, and they are running to the neighboring countries in their hundreds of thousands. So the implications of a military intervention are dire. If it could be easily done, why not? Go in there and remove them. Show them that they cannot take power unconstitutionally. But it's not an easy option. So maybe we have to look at diplomacy, engaging them, getting to know what they plan in terms of returning the country to civilian rule, and giving them incentives to do that, sharing experiences with other countries, and arriving at a timetable. I believe that is what we should be doing, should be considering, that the military option should always be a last resort. And we're talking about West African countries and there. Even the big powers, when they go into countries militarily, I mean, as we sit, Russia, which is a superpower, with atomic weapons, nuclear weapons, the whole shebang. And they go to a neighboring country, Ukraine, and we thought this invasion of Ukraine was going to be over in maybe 2-3 weeks. It's turned into a guerrilla warfare, and it's been going on for more than 1 year. It's a superpower against a non-superpower. The Americans went into Afghanistan, another superpower into Afghanistan. It was the Russians first who went to Afghanistan, and the Russia has a border with Afghanistan. They were driven off after 5-6 years, the Mujahideen. Guerrilla warfare. And then the Americans too went there after the Russians had been driven out. Now they were also driven out the last year or 2 years ago. And these are superpowers with satellite capacity in the air and all of that. So the military option has to be always the last option, and the diplomatic option should be the first. Unfortunately, it seems like in this particular instance of Niger, because of the rhetoric that put the military option forward, now the coupists in Niger are even suspicious of the talk of the diplomatic efforts. Yeah. And so they are not allowed, they've told people that we cannot guarantee your safety if you come here to talk to us, because of the rhetoric about a military intervention. So there seems to be a problem, even to attempt the diplomatic engagement and the solution, because the atmosphere has been compromised by the talk of military action. The debate goes on. I'm sure at the end of the day, whatever would happen would happen after taking account of all the factors that can come into play with a military option. Now, Samuel Okudzeto, as usual, had to bring in President Akufo-Addo. I was trying very hard to understand where the whole thing was about. I couldn't understand it. He said Akufo-Addo hasn't consulted Parliament, and that the Nigerian Parliament, they had a chance to debate this matter. But Akufo-Addo hasn't had Parliament debate this matter. That's a fact. Akufo-Addo came back from the Ecowas summit 2 days ago. Parliament.
An earlier summit.
Yes, please. Akufo-Addo came back. This thing that, Randy, you've given us.
This is a sequel to the 30th of July.
Yeah, but this is the final communique, isn't it?
There was another communique.
So before Akufo-Addo goes to meet Ecowas, he has to consult Parliament.
No.
But this is the final communique in Abuja. He came back 2 days ago. Parliament has been on recess. The Parliament of Ghana, of which Samuel Okudzeto is a key member, you've been on recess.
It can be recalled. Under standing orders, you know that.
You've been on recess.
It can be recalled. It's no excuse.
And so they say Akufo-Addo hasn't consulted Parliament. He's a dictator. Kwame Nkrumah came to Parliament to read the foreign policy. Yeah, Akufo-Addo is a dictator. You never get tired of
Those are your words.
Those are your words.
Those are your words.
And Kwame Nkrumah came to Parliament and read the foreign policy.
Yeah, that's a fact. In 1958.
Akufo-Addo hasn't come to Parliament to read the policy.
This is a major decision.
On Niger. You never get tired of it. Of propaganda.
We can't get tired if your president keeps doing the wrong thing.
Now, you, the Parliament of Ghana, you have been on recess the last couple of days. Huh? Now you say we should call you back.
Yes.
So if you move away from the...
I can ask a question.
No, it's a major decision.
The Ecowas heads for this particular meeting, they went there to pass a resolution. So Ghana's commitment to this has been affirmed by the president.
Yes.
Are you suggesting that the president does that before he consults? And like Sami suggested, there was an earlier meeting where the ECOWAS heads hinted of this military thing.
Consultation means
on the 30th of
the
July.
President should have a debate in Parliament.
Yes.
Is that what
practice? I'm saying that going by what he's saying, what he said, which you have taken him on, he was relating it to the Nigerian one.
Yes.
That at least the Nigerian Senate met and had a discussion before this final meeting. Yes. And he was suggesting that something like that should have happened.
Now, but Randy, it's still a position that cannot be supported.
Okay.
For a very, very simple reason.
Okay.
I want to hear the reason.
The Parliament of Ghana, of which Samuel Okudzeto is a key member, same like the Parliament of Nigeria. What stops them from debating the matter?
After a president has already gone to commit to Ghana.
No, please. What stops the Parliament of Ghana from debating the matter and taking a decision, a position on it?
So you mean when they had the earlier ECOWAS,
because
they could have raised it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You know, because the debate that happened in the Nigerian Parliament, I don't think it's the president who went there and introduced the debate.
True.
So Samuel Okudzeto has been unfair.
You see, you're totally wrong. You're totally wrong. You see, we are talking about military deployment. Parliament is not the one deploying the military. Parliament is not going to fund this operation. So you must necessarily come before us, the way the Ghanaian constitution is formulated. You must present your plan to Parliament that you want to deploy troops. This is the cost. And seek our support and our approval. Then we can have a full-blown debate.
No problem.
You know that the due process. And I'm surprised that this simple matter, you want to make it complex.
You have said you haven't been consulted.
Yes.
The Nigerian Parliament has been consulted. But they had their own debates. They took their own position, which I'm sure they've conveyed to the president.
Yes, they've done that.
Nothing stops you. And particularly since you are Foreign Affairs Committee, kingpin in the Foreign Affairs Committee.
Ranking member.
So, yeah, I'm
only a small ranking member. I'm not the chairman of the committee. Don't kingpin as if I'm so. It's not my committee.
A ranking,
let's reduce the propaganda.
No, a ranking member.
An ordinary ranking member.
A ranking member of a committee of Parliament is actually the deputy leader of the minority group on that committee. The deputy leader.
Yes.
He's actually the leader.
I'm the leader, not deputy leader of the opposition.
It's number 3 on the committee.
Yeah. You know it better than I do. The ranking member on the committee in Parliament is actually the leader.
Yeah. But I'm still number 3. There's a chairman, there's a vice chairman before the ranking member comes.
He has just come back from the Duma.
Who has just come back from the Duma? Now, because of propaganda, he's telling us that he's just some small fry who's minding his own little business.
And Doc, stop giving him ammunitions. You know he likes to whack me. So. Oh my goodness.
No, but Doc. Today, Samuel Okudzeto is telling us that he's just some little member
just an ordinary ranking member.
He keeps repeating it,
even
after you have...
So both of you help me. Both of you help me with something. Now, on what you're saying, I just need a little education. So Parliament is on recess, but there obviously are things happening.
Yes.
Is there a possibility for a member of Parliament to say, write to the Speaker, or maybe get a certain number to say that, look, we are on recess, but there is this thing happening that we think that Parliament must deal with because it has implications, which can then lead to maybe a reconvening of Parliament. Is that possible?
Yes, it's possible, but you need some numbers of MPs.
No, the Speaker of Parliament can recall Parliament at any time.
That Speaker alone on his volition, but
how do you convince
but for
the
a
Speaker?
member?
For example, if the Speaker is not so minded by himself, is there anything you can do to trigger to get?
You need numbers.
Yeah, you need numbers.
But otherwise, I mean, if we decide that Parliament needs to debate this matter, the Speaker can on his own.
The relevant committee can't trigger that. They still need numbers.
No, you need the numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Otherwise, the Speaker himself can recall. Okay. So, you see, so I'm saying this attempt to say that the president has behaved in a way that
so understand
you are not
understand your 38-1. You need 15% of members.
Just
to sign.
Yeah, 15% to sign.
Asking
so
for a special.
Is the Speaker then bound?
Yes, he's bound.
In our case,
under 38-1.
A little under 40 should do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So upon the receipt of 15% of receipt of request by 15%. 15% to be how many people? Someone within 7 days. Okay, fine.
40. Yeah.
So this whole business. I mean, Samuel Okudzeto.
23 plus another 13. So 36.
Yeah, roughly. Yeah,
36,
roughly. For
Samuel Okudzeto today, I mean, this morning, has taken a position as a Ghanaian and as a member of Parliament. I don't think he has organized fora in his constituency to inform the decision he has taken.
No, the NDC met. You know, we issued a statement 2 days ago. The Council of Elders, the national executives, and the ranking members.
Yeah.
So that's the position I'm communicating.
But you are communicating your personal position.
Which aligns with the party position.
Yeah, it just happens that it aligns with your party.
Yeah, because the party met.
You communicated not the party's position. You communicated your personal position 2 minutes ago. But I don't have a problem with you having a position. But I'm saying that in trying to beat the president has gone and taken a position, he hasn't come. The position you've taken.
Yeah.
Have you consulted your
constituents? Yeah.
Have you consulted your,
Yeah.
So
we have.
Tone down the propaganda. Because of some small propaganda you want to do. Now you've said that you are some little member. This is in fact,
I'm only a ranking member. You were saying kingpin. I was just correcting you. It's not my comment.
A ranking member is kingpin. Randy has told you. Randy, do you know the chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee? Do you know? It's okay. That's fine. But you know the ranking member.
Oh, it used to be Brad Champong, who's been made a great minister.
So who's the chairman?
So the vice chairman is acting. Okay. Honorable Johnson Edu.
Okay.
Who's that?
Oh, don't. His constituents are watching. In the Ashanti region.
So, Randy, you make my point. Even the chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee, we don't know him.
You know, it's one of those committees that are, because of our Black West activism, so he's known. But I know there are some committees that do not have that kind of interaction with the
indeed, I would not debate the view that a Black West is the most popular person on the Foreign Affairs Committee.
Yeah.
On both sides.
Yeah.
You don't even know the chairman. The chairman.
Oh, Nana Komia.
Now he's, because of propaganda, he's saying that he's only a small member lying somewhere.
So now I can't even be modest.
Oh.
Nana.
False modesty. Propaganda modesty. Because it is not true.
Oh,
and even by your title as ranking member, you are the leader of the NDC group on the committee. Even your title alone. Number three on the committee. But effectively,
yes,
he's the most popular person.
Yes.
Because of propaganda, and he's telling us he's just some little man running his own business. Why? So my conclusion is that, and this business of intervening militarily has never been done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's never been done.
Yes, it's never happened.
Yes. So there is no charted territory. There's no blueprint to follow. You remember we went to Liberia?
Yes.
ECOMOG.
I don't know.
1993, 94, thereabout.
Yes. Liberia.
Yeah.
Liberia. They had the combined forces of Nigeria, Ghana, and a couple of other countries went there. Even though they were not going to fight. But look at what happened in Liberia. You know. So it's an uncharted territory. And but it's a matter that is still being considered. What I suspect Ecowas is doing is rattle the saber to get aid. But unfortunately, that could have been good if the military people in charge now in Niger had. But it looks like they are upset. And so even the diplomacy that should go forward. Because I understand they even sacked some delegations.
Yes, the Ecowas delegation.
Because the saber rattling has been made. But I do not believe that there's going to be a military intervention. I believe that at the end of the day, there's no precedent for it. Like we said, other countries have had military interventions. Nobody talked about invading them and all of that. So at the end of the day, I'm sure the diplomatic option would be the best.
I just read a news
once Okujeto cuts down his propaganda.
Okay. I just read a news item that I find a bit, the president who's been ousted. He's still able to use his phone.
Yes.
So he's in contact with people, text messages and stuff. And one suggests that he's complaining that his perishables have all gone bad. And now he only has to live on dry rice and pasta. And then the report says that he says he's not had electricity for 1 week. And the story says that that is actually what most Nigerians go through on a daily basis.
80%.
You remember this NDC politician who was, I think, had a counterback for like some 2 days. And,
what was that?
NDC, one of the senior NDC politicians,
who was that?
Had a counterback for 2 days, and he said mosquitoes were chewing him.
Mosquitoes.
You don't remember? Okay, I'll remember the event.
All right. Okay.
But you should remember.
I don't. Okay. All right.
They complain about mosquitoes. They like mosquitoes.
So you don't take a break from your propaganda. No break.
What is propaganda about? What I'm saying is the truth. Randy, you want me to remind you?
ECOWAS must abandon military force and opt for diplomatic option in the resolution of the Niger crisis, because the current state of economy of these ECOWAS states can't support an expensive theater of war. Additionally, the entire sub-region is currently engulfed in battles with radical Islamic terrorists, which we haven't succeeded in dealing with. Nigeria, the West Africa's Papua itself, is in turmoil. Any military adventure in Niger will only provide a fertile ground for proxy war between the bipolar powers of the West and Russia. In the end, there will be destruction in our backyard with its attendant poverty. I'm a student of international relations and diplomacy. I know there's absolutely nothing called standby force of the ECOWAS bloc. So what is this talk about activating the standby force? This ECOWAS leaders should better focus on diplomatic engagement in resolving this Niger crisis and forget about use of force, since that will potentially throw the entire West African sub-region into total conflagration. And this is from Abeku Newton of Justice.
Hey, long time, Abeku.
You know, he went to study international relations at Gimpa.
Hey,
a master's
and now
program.
they will run away.
So that's why he's speaking on authority of his master's thesis. We'll be back shortly.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Betway is your gateway to a theme park full of gaming excitement. A whirlpool of wonder where your favorite games come to life. Where you can take to the skies with max payouts that reach into the millions. All in the palm of your hand. Visit betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Betway is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet responsibly. Betway. Bet your way.
Over 18 years in business, Appointed Time Printing Limited has delivered quality service to some of Ghana's well-known brands. With our equipment capacity, we are able to deliver 1,500 pieces of polo and t-shirts in 1 hour. This is only possible with us. For retailers and wholesalers, we offer for sale high-quality polo shirts and t-shirts in different colors at affordable prices. We have a one-stop shop for all creative designs in billboards, 3D signages, flexi banners, car branding, stickers and posters. Locate us at the old GNTC building near Swansea Shopping Arcade, Accra. Contact us on 0501 454165, 0501 454167. Connect with us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook at Appointed Time GH. Appointed Time Printing Limited. Our printing is a
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
Step into success with Accra Business School. Boost your career with our prestigious MSc degrees from KNUST. Pick from Human Resource Management, Communication and International Relations, Public Affairs. In just 12 months, our MBA can be yours. Dive into our BSc programs in IT Security and Cybercrime, IT Management and Business and Management, endorsed by top universities in Ireland and Wales. We offer flexible entry, payment and learning options. It's time to unlock your potential and take flight. Visit www.abs.edu.gh or dial 0263 888 555. Let Accra Business School elevate your future today.
For over 20 years of serving the world with herbal and alternative medicine, we've been successful in treating complicated medical conditions with a perfect combination of herbal and alternative methods of treatments like homeopathy, naturopathy, reflexology, and many more. We deliver excellent and effective service to people from all walks of life through scientific and traditional means. We have a well-equipped laboratory with advanced diagnostic and treatment devices to help detect your illness, so we know the right medication to be given. At Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital, we are proud manufacturers of our own herbal medication. Our zeal and passion to save lives with our patients at heart and outstanding achievements since 1996 has won us several awards. That is why we say, go herbal, go Amen. We are located everywhere in all the regions. Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital. Allahu Shafi, God is the He.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. So with me on the show, I have Nana Akomia and Samuel Kujato Ablakwa. Are you tired of compromising on the quality of your furniture? Look no further. With Gracefield Ventures, you guarantee top-notch products that are not only beautiful but also built to last. With over a decade of experience, Gracefield Ventures has been the ultimate destination for office and home furniture, creating living and working spaces that exude charm and sophistication. From luxurious sofas that cradle you in comfort to sleek swivel chairs that elevate your productivity, we have it all. Go on, visit our plush showroom at the heart of Kisem, Accra from Monday to Saturday. You can reach Gracefield Ventures Limited on 0501-672-776 or 0501-672-777. Gracefield, bringing world-class furniture and exceptional service right to your doorstep. What does wealth mean to you? Do you want to live like a tycoon? Remember who's got a mullah, got the power. Ghana's newest lottery game draws live on Adom TV at 9 a.m., 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. daily. Now pick up your phones, tablets and computers and download the Game Park Games app on Play Store. You can also play on our website, www.gameparkgames.com, or by dialing *946# on all networks. Just choose 4 numbers from 0 to 9. It's easy to play and easy to win. Charlie, make we play this game and make some moolah. Nobody beats our odds in Ghana. Game Park Games, more moolah, more power. This game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. And as the Makers Electronics Blessing Attack promo, They have discounts of up to 67% on selected appliances from brands such as Samsung, LG Moved, Nasco, TCL Media, and Toshiba. They have quality but affordable electronic appliances with 2 years manufacturer defect warranty. So visit the showrooms of the Makers Electronics Company Limited at the Taifa Burkina Highway, Amasaman Zongo Junction, Orefa Teman Boga Junction, Kaswa New Market, Ashama Vaku Flat, Kumasi Ahinima Kokobin, Takradi Efiekuma No. 9 Market. Or you can reach the Makers Electronics Company Limited on 055-2222-253 or 055-2222-254. The Makers Electronics Company Limited, large and in charge with quality but affordable home appliances and consumer electronics. Terms and conditions apply. And it's a Friday. Yes, the original street soccer competition is on today. So Original 91.9 FM, Original TV, and Metro TV brings you the most exciting street soccer competition ever in Accra. Yes, this Friday and every other Friday, the street soccer train will come to a location near you. Activities include ball juggling, or popularly known as totals, penalty shootouts, arm wrestling, Q&A, and many others. Do you have the stamina and confidence? Then meet the train at a lorry station or open street near you to show your skills and win unlimited prizes. The original street soccer competition is proudly sponsored by Casa Preco Storm Energy Drink and supported by Pork Masters. But today, the original street soccer competition will come to you live from the La main taxi station near the La Community Bank in the La Dade Kotopon constituency in Accra. So it is on today. Today, the original street soccer competition will be at the La main taxi station near the La Community Bank in the La Dade Kotopon constituency here in Accra. For those older folks, that's around the Olympia Cinema area. So original street soccer competition, play and win big. Okay, so yes,
matter.
Yes.
Now that we had advised Sami to tone down propaganda. Randy, this Ecowas thing, all of us had high hopes when Ecowas came into being. The main aims were political integration, to integrate our markets, single currency, all of that whole shebang. All of us know in this world that when you have a large market, then you become more relevant. The Chinese are big powers today because of the size of their market. America set a trail about coming together maybe 200 years ago and came together, and within 100 years they had overtaken European countries that were 1,000 years. You know, they had overtaken them in terms of the military, in terms of the economy. So since the Americans came together, everybody has recognized that when you come together, you have a bigger market, you are more likely to deliver prosperity to your people. Even almighty Europe, which has been the so-called center of the world for centuries, eventually, because of the threat from Japan, this whole European Union thing was directly the result of the threat from Japan. And Japan was at its peak and taking over all the industries. Then we are in Africa, the poorest of the poor. So we said we would also come together and have a big market. If we have the one market, looking at 350 million people, then investors will take you seriously. And with one currency. Since I was a little boy, when this Ecowas thing started, we haven't been able to achieve the single currency. Even the borders. Try traveling from Ghana to Nigeria. Just the borders. So Ecowas really has not lived up to expectation. And the heads of states should rededicate themselves to achieving the original aims of Ecowas. If we have a political union, even an economic union, you will find out that many of these coup d'etats will not happen.
Right. Okay. All right. So Yes,
I totally agree with Nana. And as I was saying earlier in my submission, you see, this spate of coups should let the Ecowas leaders wake up. That at the heart of what is going on is the fact that the democratic dividend is not being felt. You have Africa still remaining a basket case. Massive unemployment. Look at the thousands who try to cross the Mediterranean on a daily basis. The deaths are untold. Nobody knows how many people die in those, dangerous dangers as they try to cross the Mediterranean. Lack of opportunities. So you have the democratic dividend not yielding fruits. A lot of Africans have become despondent, and it is the world's largest young continent. Majority of the young people in the world reside in Africa, and yet they don't have opportunities. So it's a ticking time bomb. And African leaders, instead of just engage in short-term bravado and empty rhetoric when they haven't even consulted their people and engaged their parliaments, they should put together a new Pan-African paradigm. The neo-colonial entanglements, where we don't control our own resources, we don't control our prices, we are not adding value, we are not industrializing. How many years ago did Kwame Nkrumah talk about a common market, the Africa Continental Free Trade Area? I mean, I have Nkrumah's speech here in May 1963, where he said the immediate urgent steps that African leaders should take: a common market for Africa, an African currency, an African monetary zone, an African central bank, a continental communications system, a common system of defense, a unique African citizenship where you can travel and trade across. I mean, as we speak, intra-Africa trade is still the lowest amongst all continents. I mean, it is still easier now to travel to Europe than to travel to many African destinations. Often you have to even transit in Europe, go to Europe before you come back to the African destination you are traveling to. So, not until we address these fundamental issues, the coups will continue, the uprisings will continue, the destabilization. Because people who are down, who are in distress, who are hopeless, they will do anything to survive. It's a survival mechanism. So I think that more fundamentally, we should hear Ecowas, after some 48 years in existence, go back to what we all know, the blueprint for transforming this continent and creating opportunities for what has become home to the majority of young people in the world. That's the only way forward.
All right. Okay, so we need to go back. Nana, your birthday was on Sunday? Saturday. Okay. So we couldn't celebrate you.
Yes. A few days apart.
We couldn't celebrate you. Yeah. Because obviously Saturdays we're not there.
I'm a little startled.
You're a little what? Startled.
That Samuel Kujato shares the same
birth month with me. Yes. You're just 8 days apart. Yes.
Worried about
But today is Sammy's birthday.
Yes.
Saturday was your birthday.
Yes.
And today is Sammy's birthday.
Yes.
Okay, so we're celebrating both of you.
Now, let me...
Yes.
My deputy, Ajubi.
Your deputy at STC?
Yes.
What's her name? A lady?
Yeah, a lady.
Ajubi. Yes.
The mother, Susie Kwapon.
Is passing?
Is watching.
Okay.
And I want to give her a shout out.
Okay.
The old lady. Apparently, that's
her name is
Susie Kwapon.
Madame Susie Kwapon. Okay, she's watching us.
The sister of Professor Kwapon.
Oh. All right. So
and apparently, she spends
Auntie
her morning.
Susie. Good morning.
She spends
her
morning watching the Good Morning. But she says she should tone down the other stuff.
She says I should tone down on the videos.
Wow. I knew he was going to bring the videos.
So Sami's wife has brought her some cakes.
Yes.
And where is she?
She likes to, she likes to wear her wig and go deal with the law.
But on this particular day, she's been here to be fed.
She's done what she has to do.
Yeah.
Which is?
In the inner chambers.
Yeah. Yeah, she always did. And Nana, where is your wife?
Today is not my birthday.
Oh, Nana.
Okay. So let's do justice to the cakes.
Oh, thank you very much. We are.
Oh, this one has your initials.
We are humble.
You know, this is the watermarks he puts on his investigative pieces.
He has a watermark?
Yeah.
The little man.
The man is now a certified investigative politician.
The little
man with the watermark.
The modest son of man.
Hey! There's people like Shakespeare. Shakespeare, the film, he also has the watermark. So this guy, he and Shakespeare.
Yes.
Even though he's still a little. Then he becomes a big man, I don't know.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is a pleasant surprise.
All right, so let's try and do justice to.
Okay,
this is your Kweku Baku table. This is Kweku Baku table. Kweku Baku used to have this.
Yeah.
To put the extra documents on them.
How is Kweku?
Kweku is out of the country.
His colleague,
on vacation.
What's his name?
Kwesi Pratt.
Kwesi Pratt has his birthday.
Yes. 2 days ago.
On Wednesday.
Yeah. Congratulations, Kwesi.
Yes.
Very durable man.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a great guy.
Can you move this Kweku Baku table?
Let me move these documents.
Okay. All right. Right. So you come in the middle.
Yes.
Randy and myself.
Okay.
Will you go to the left?
Okay, let me go to the left.
Okay.
So you come.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So we'll cut this one first. Let's cut a big one.
The big one first.
Okay.
All right.
So Randy, say a prayer.
Oh, Father, we thank you for the lives of Nana Komia and Samuel Kujato. We thank you for adding a year to their lives on earth, and we pray that by your mercy, your favor, and your grace, they shall do extremely well, exceedingly well. You should grant them good health, long life, and many successes. Amen.
Is this an action prayer?
Yes.
Very action-packed.
That's a tall cake.
Yes.
It's like this 2 feet.
It's taller than some.
This is the chocolate one.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Absolutely. Let me cut a muscle and feed the birthday boy. Can I have a tissue, please? Feed the birthday boy. His wife is not here. Feed him.
Kind Nana.
I was going to say something. I remember that Parliament has just passed the law. I was going to say romantic Nana. Anyway, gentlemen, so that will be it for Good Morning Ghana. Up next is GMG Trends with Desi. Where's Desi? Where is he? He's around.
Doc, thank you very much. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Most appreciated. Annie and the production team, everybody, we are grateful.
So, Nana, belated happy birthday too.
It's okay. Congratulations.
Happy birthday.
Congratulations.
Hopefully less propaganda in his new year.
My son, there's more blessing in giving than receiving. When you fear for you and couple the makers in Strano.
the pneumatological aberration of the Lord revealeth unto me this night, that me and my household should go out into the world and bless the world.
Makers Electronics Company Limited. Up to 67% discount. Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Taifa Burkina Highway. Amasama Zongo Junction. At the K Pharmacy Dining. Oyer Fateman Boga Junction. Ashaman Valco Flat. Kumasi. Ahinema Kokobin. Asafu Bwachi Hospital Junction. Takradi. Number 9 Market.
Tell mom and dad about the Makers Blessing Attack program.
From 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254. Terms and conditions apply.
Do you need a place with a stunning view and serene environment just beneath the Green Mountains with a commercial center and recreational area with an amazing park? Then look no further.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Welcome to Rehoboth Havens, the most affordable yet luxurious gated community located in Damfa, Accra. We have 2 and 3 bedroom houses with spacious park. Let me show you. All of our rooms come with beautiful porcelain tiles, durable fitted kitchen cabinets,
constant water supply,
electricity and water 24/7.
I'm buying this house. Stop processing my papers. Move it. If you're living in Ghana and want an affordable and luxurious house to buy, look no further than Rehoboth Social Housing Limited. Oh, and to those from the diaspora, aren't you tired of living in places that doesn't belong to you? You can also own your house and be your own landlord from Rehoboth Social Housing Limited. I have my own, Bosu landlord.
Contact us now. Rehoboth Social Housing. Your housing dream becomes reality.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana Live on Metro TV. Time to check out what is trending on social media with Desi. Let's start with Desi.
Yeah, Papa.
It's a Friday.
Yeah, it's a Friday.
What's going on?
Be cool things though. Yeah. No more stuff. No more stuff.
Pesa is getting. How do you call this hairstyle?
Oh, it's curls.
It's called curls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mayor kills.
Okay.
Anyway, Doc, today there are lots of things that have been trending on social media. I'll just take your thoughts on a couple of them. That includes Ecowas and everything that's happened with that particular situation. Where yesterday, as we put on our news bulletin, that they've come to a consensus that there's going to be deployment of soldiers into Niger. People are asking, is that really the most important thing to do? at this very time. So, Doc, I don't know what your take will be on that particular one after the Ecowas met yesterday.
Okay, I don't want to. I want to respect the elderly.
Oh.
Yes.
Look.
Yes. Yes.
They didn't do well.
I want to respect the elderly.
Okay. I'm just trying to poke you to talk about it.
There's something they say in Chi. They say, yeah, they are here, and say, they are fatter, something like that.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I get it. And I understand it. And I understand it. Well, so those are some of the things happening on social media, the ECOWAS situation. But of course, let me read some of the comments this one before, because Maxwell probably says the Bank of Ghana, in their response to the minority, said a lot of things, but they ended up saying nothing, but rather belting balderdash. Hey, go ahead, bro. None of them will escape prosecution when the pendulum swings. As for that, they should not forget. Okay. And Lottie Jones says that Bola minister in bedroom with this, then finance minister will store the money in polytank in his house. We are wrestling against principalities and powers in high places in government. Hey, Charlie, we know good though. Anyway, let me continue. Musa Bacho says that I'm not in any way supporting coup d'etat, but what's happening under Akufo-Addo and Bawumia's government, where public office holders are keeping foreign money in their bedrooms, appears no different from what's happening in Niger. Corruption, cronyism, and nepotism. Those are some of the comments coming in this morning on Twitter. So always you can join with the hashtag Good Morning Ghana. You can tweet at us at Metro TV GH. But there's something big, Doc. We want to talk about this quickly. It's Homo. Homo is just around the corner, right? And so Ignite Media, Metro TV, we've got something big coming through for this Homo War festivities. And so let me just run you through some of them. And so starting 14th of August, we'll be bringing you various programs that will bring you insight into the special Ghana Homo War Festival that we are planning for you. And then on Friday, that's when we will actually begin, and we'll begin our live shows with the Akwele Suma, the Twins Festival on Morning Rush. Doc, I saw some visuals of it, and it's crazy. You know, it's it looks a certain way, but yeah, of course, that's how.
What looks a certain way?
No, I mean for me that I'm not Ghana, right? Mm-hmm. When I see it, you know, it's a very interesting thing.
Which one, the Akwele Suma?
Yeah, the Akwele Suma. Okay. Yeah, and there's one that they carry. They carry thing. They're going this way, and it's moving that way.
Yeah. You don't have twins.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I have twin girls.
Yeah.
But they will never carry it.
They will never carry it.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Why?
No, I'm just asking. Okay. Anyway, so we bring you the Akwele Suma.
But
so that's a week.
It's a beautiful culture, beautiful tradition.
Yeah.
I have seen it for
almost
50 years.
Okay.
So that's something.
Almost 50 years?
Yes. For almost 50 years. Like twice your age.
Oh no, you didn't have to do that. So we'll bring you that.
I told you, I keep telling you, if certain things are not, if certain things that happened or had not happened, I mean, you would have been my son. Like the age of my son or my daughter. Bibinti.
BBT. So Doc, from Friday, when we do the Akwele Suma, we have Morning Rush live.
If I should start from Thursday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But for us, we'll do that on Friday.
So Morning Rush, there'll be
there'll be live, yes.
Okay.
There, and also we'll get to do Metro Sport, the sports segment. We'll do Metro Sports with the street soccer and some boxing from
right from there.
Yes, from the Bukom Arena, right from there.
Republic of Gamami. That's the right name. Republic of Gamami.
Republic of Gamami.
Abusa.
Gamasie. Yeah. So from there, Doc will continue. And there will be the Sese.
Yes.
Sese.
Atele Sese.
Doc, I don't understand that.
You don't have to understand. Just learn the pronunciation.
Okay, so we'll do Akwele Sese.
No, Akwele Suma.
Akwele
is the
Suma.
Friday. Then Atele Sese is different.
Atele Sese. Okay. So we'll do that one. Also where we're dancing with the gods.
Yes.
With that particular one. Interesting.
So you would see people carrying, and it's controlling them.
Yeah.
They are no longer themselves.
Yeah.
So it's like they've been taken over by the spirits and the gods, and that controls their movement.
Even that touches you.
I mean, it can move to you.
It can.
Yes. If you are not that fortified.
I am imagining that.
So check your distance.
I am on the microphone there.
Yeah. So check your distance because it can move through you, and then you'll be the next person.
But brother,
it doesn't matter.
Miraculously, I'll start speaking Ghana. So we'll do that particular one, and of course, we're going to climax it with a Ghana celebrity big play cooking event at Bisi Palace grounds on the 19th of August. Yes. So we'll cook some big play with crabs and some.
Crabs? Why? You thought big play was a preparation or something?
No crabs today inside.
No.
Oh, okay.
I get all the choicey fish, so the groupers and all those ones. I mean, the exotic fish and
Okay.
Yes, and the palm nut soup.
The palm nut soup and everything. That's amazing. And then we'll do some live band music, live request show. So a lot of our shows we're bringing it to you from the.
So the Gamachi Omo is live
on Metro.
On Metro, on Original TV, on Original FM.
Yes, definitely.
And they're starting from Thursday, next week Thursday.
Yes, Thursday we'll do Friday. The live shows will be happening from there.
Nat and Nadlai and Sky tell me that they will even bring people to come educate us on this whole Homo thing, the culture, the tradition, the history.
We'll have some historians coming in to help us with that. So
Homo on Metro TV.
Homo on Metro TV.
Homo on Original TV.
Yes.
Homo on Original 91.9 FM.
Definitely, no.
Right. Okay.
Look, teach me some Ghana so I can wish them happy Homo.
Afi.
Oh, that one is cool.
So
Afi.
Afia nebani now.
Afia ebani now.
Afi aya nebani now.
Afi aya
nebani now.
Nebani now.
Ebani now.
Charlie, let it be like most special classes. So look forward to that. Homo on Metro TV starting next week. We've got you covered throughout the period. You'll be hearing some Ghana. Going for lessons 1 week. 1 week lessons. I'll be reading.
There's a fast way of learning the language, but I'll tell you that off air. There's a faster way.
Look, I have an idea.
You have an idea?
I have an
Tell
idea.
me about your idea. And let me validate it. Or otherwise.
Even if I'm not in a Ghana community.
Yes.
Even if I don't understand that.
Yes.
There's only a particular pattern of the language that I can understand.
Which one?
What is that? So that's the twin.
Yes.
Yeah, the Suma and that on the screen. So this was a documentary sort of. So there you have it. We'll be bringing you all of that. But the pattern, it is. We'll find it. I don't know if you talk on TV. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
Okay. I'm sure that you're trying to see where you can position your thumb on the rest of your fingers. That will be it for Good Morning Ghana today. Have a lovely weekend. And up next will be Metro Sports. And Metro Sports will be also coming to you live from the GFA head office, where we're expecting to see the candidates in the presidential election filing their nomination. Today is the last day. And then, of course, those who are contesting for the Executive Council seats too. For those who have not filed, we expect to see them file. Today is deadline day as far as the GFA, ESCO, and presidential elections are concerned. Have a lovely weekend. In everything you do, exercise moderation. Hopefully we'll be with you next Monday. Have a great weekend.